Okay, what were we doing? We were doing the details of the chop, right? So the big deal is holding your fingers over there. We got that, right? Low strings, like eighth notes, 1 and high strings, 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's a good technique to have first. Then your question was, how do I get actually pitches in there? Well, pitches are done by bouncing the bow off the string and lifting the fingers. Not in there? Yeah, I guess it is. So the fingers come off the string and the bow actually bounces off, contrary to what we said about chopping, which is stuck to the string. So for a basic one measure beat on G and D, let's actually make a note, 2 and on the upper strings, 3 and on the bottom strings. They have a little different percussion sound, and 4 and on the top strings. So lift the fingers up for the initial pitch and bounce the bow, 2 and 3 and 4 and the ands, it comes off the string and you're deadening the string. So try it with me. Ready? You want to do right on the G? Or actually just try that like we did at first without the pitches. So just go 1, 2 and 3 and 4. No pitch. Just practice bouncing the bow with me on the first beat. Go. Be very flexible in your wrist and arm. As graceful as you can. That's it. Good, good. Now try adding the note. Note. Flop your fingers down lightly on the strings. That's right. It's a very light technique, actually. It sounds rough. If we go to, it doesn't work as well. Very light. Sorry. Let's add a little faster. A little more flexibility in your fingers. Good, good. And the deadening of the strings is actually a guitar technique, I think. Or a fretted instrument technique. So we can get different chords. G and D implies a G chord. A D chord could be A and D, which we just covered. Which is D's, F sharps, and A's. Those are 2 notes. I leave the first finger of that A down there the whole time and just flop the other fingers across, so it's always ready. Try that. Ready? Go. Good. In the key of G, G's and D's are the very 2 most powerful chords in there. The 3rd chord in the key of G that's very common is the 4 chord, which is C. C's, E's, and G's. And again, you don't have to play the root of the chord because the bass player may be doing it or the guitar player may be playing it. So right there in the bottom strings, it's conveniently there's a G and an E. Could be your C chord. So same exact technique, just move one finger over one string. Let's get a little progression going. G twice, C twice, D twice, back to G. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, G, go. One more. To C. To D. Back to G. Start over, 2 more G. C. E. up to D, oh, back to G. Good, all right? It's pretty cool. You just start vocalizing a little bit and all of a sudden it sounds like something, right? We're doing the simplest possible thing. We're adding rhythm, which is the most important part of music, and just implying some chords, and we have a song all of a sudden. So, other chords. E minor is one that we ran into in Blackberry Blossom. E, G, B is the chord. So now it's very, you can, it's possible to play a 3-string chord. You hit all the strings at once. It's possible if you want to go that far. It's quite the stretch. E way up there, and this would be second position at this point, I guess, right? And G in second position, and the B in first position, all at the same time. If your hand is big enough and stretch, get your arm around. But I don't recommend that. Just a couple notes is fine, and E and B is right there. It's a great E minor. You could also do E and G. In Blackberry Blossom, though, I wanted it to sound a little bit different than a C chord, so I used that. Personally, it was just a choice I made. Any notes that are in the chord are fine. So let's use that one. D and E. Yep. So let's try a whole measure of E minor. Same idea. So those 2 notes, both fingered this time, and then chop ba chop ba chop. That's it. Go to D. Back up to E minor. E and B. To D. A little faster. E minor. You got it. D. What do I see? D. G. And stop. Good. Good. Very good. Get the D. And now, the thing in Blackberry Blossom is that it's only 2 beats each chord in the B section. So it moves around much faster. So note, that's it. Yeah. So 1, 2, and D chord. Chop a C and chop a G and chop a C and chop a G and chop a. There's an A chord in this song. First finger right across both strings, A and E. A has A, C sharps, and E. So of course you could put the C sharp in there if you want. But an easy one is dun, 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 D. So I'll call them out. We'll go slow. It moves around fast. I have to think too in the song. It's like, well, these chords go by pretty quick in the song, especially. So that goes by fast. So. But practice helps. Ready? Listen, so 1 and 2 and G. Here we go now. D, C, and G. C, and G. D. Oh, A, sorry. A. See, I have to think. It's hard for me to do it, say it, think ahead all at the same time. A and D. Beginning, G, D, C, G, C, and G, and D, That's the whole A section.
Okay.
Let's try it again. I'll do a better job of calling them out. 2 and 3 and G now. C. Oh, excuse me, I blew it already. Again, beginning. G, D, D, then to C, then back to G, C, G, back to G, A, and D, G, D, C, back to G, C, G, D, and G. Good.
What's an A chord?
A is A and E. Any A, C sharp, and E would do, but that's an easy one. So they're all right there, nothing but first finger, and all within one little grouping of notes. That's one way. It's a little confusing because I spent so much time as a bass player thinking of the root. There's some of them have no root, right? So if you want, you could refinger them to put the root in, like a C chord would be C and E. And you may want to do that if you're the only accompanist. You might want to be the bass player too and put C in the bottom of C and D in the bottom of D and G in the bottom of D. It might sound more rooted or rooty. All right? You can do that. Let's pick the easiest ones for right now. You're doing fine. B section was E minor. Do that. Remember the E and the B was our choice of E minor. 2 and 3 whole measure E minor. Another one. 3 measures of this. Now to D chord. Ready, go. Back up to E minor. E. Another B minor. And then C. G. D. And G. Repeat it all. E minor for 3 measures. 2, 3, 4. E. E. And D. Back up to E minor now. 2 measures. C. G. D. And G. It's hard to say it. I'm proud of myself.